Right now is a great time to begin getting the soil ready in your vegetable garden for the gardening season ahead. And if you'll remember, last fall I planted a cover crop. There's vetch here, rye grain, there's peas, and there's also red clover in here. Now, this has suppressed the weeds during the winter. The one thing you might notice if you used a cover crop, it might be a little bit taller than this. If that's the case, go in and shear it back a little bit before you spade it under. But once I've spaded it under, look what we're working with, really top-notch soil. And by spading it early in the season like this, it gives it a chance for the cover crop to decompose. Now here's the simple procedure. All you need to do is to turn the soil thoroughly. In other words, turn that all underneath so that it does decompose in the soil. And in the case of some of these cover crops, they have nitrogen nodules on the root system, so you're not only adding organic humus, but you're also adding a certain amount of fertilizer as well. So you've got a combination of both. And then 2 or 3 weeks or 4 or 5 weeks or whenever we get ready for planting, the soil is going to be ready. And the only thing basically we need to do next is to come in with a rake and just kind of level this area out, and we're ready to plant. If we're going to plant potatoes or any deep-rooted crops, say asparagus or rhubarb, we may want to wait just a little bit longer, probably about 4 to 6 weeks. In other words, give them enough time for the cover crop to really decompose nicely. But this is great soil and it's all ready for planting. So I'll just turn a little bit more over and give you an idea, a better idea, I think, of how to spade it and get it ready. Gee, isn't that beautiful? If we did that every year, planted a cover crop in the fall, you can imagine how we build up the soil in our vegetable garden to the point where we really wouldn't need to use hardly anything else in the soil. And I was going to try to show you here. See these little nitrogen nodules on the root system? That gives you an idea of we're not only adding organic humus, but we're also adding the nutrients to the soil. And that's what's so important in using a cover crop in the fall. So now is a perfect time to get that soil in shape for the spring planting season ahead. And then when you're ready to set out your early crops like your radishes and your beets and your lettuce and your spinach, the soil is all ready. Now, since I separated this, all I'll do is dig in here and bury it so that it decomposes naturally. Great time to get the vegetable garden soil ready right now.